welcome to Greensboro, North Carolina. Day one of the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament continues with game 2 of 3 coming up between the 10th-seeded Virginia Tech Hokies and the 15th-seeded Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Hi everybody, I'm Jen Hildreth. So glad you could be here with us. What a great conference this is in women's basketball. One game in the books already. The Virginia Cavaliers will advance to day 2 of this tournament after they took down the Boston College Eagles in the first game of the day. Those two teams went to overtime in the regular season, had another great game, and the difference in the end was Jocelyn Willoughby, who had a career day, 29 points, 13 rebounds. She was a perfect 12 of 12 from the free throw line. So Virginia moves on, earns a date to meet the 5th-seeded Syracuse Orange in the first of 4 games tomorrow. That's right, we are lining them up for you here from the Greensboro Coliseum. So much great basketball still to be played. And now let's get on with the game we've got going right now. Virginia Tech, Wake Forest. These two teams met just 4 days ago, with Virginia Tech getting the win at home. For more on this matchup, let's send it down to the two calling the game, Tom Wormy and Debbie Antonelli.
Jen, thank you so much, and thank you for being with us for day 1 of the ACC Women's Tournament. Tom Wormy, Debbie Antonelli. Debbie, we look forward to this all season long, and we get it rolling today here in Greensboro.
There's a lot to look forward to. This is the #1 RPI league. Amanda Butler, the 7 seed, is the coach of the year in a league where Wes Moore could have been, Muffet McGraw, Jeff Walls, Katie Meyer. I mean, what a fantastic season it's been. The tournament's going to be awesome.
All right, our game today, number 2 of 3, as Jen mentioned, the Virginia Tech Hokies. They've won 3 of their last 4 to close out the season, and that includes a win against Miami at home.
Look, I think this is a dangerous basketball team at this time of the year because they have 3 players that are career top 10 3-point makes, okay? And they also have Reagan McGarity on the inside. She's one of the best double-double machines in the ACC and in the nation in terms of rebounding. They have a chance to make a run here because they can score off those stats.
Yeah, McGarity is the top rebounder in all of the ACC. When you move to Wake Forest, just 1 conference win this season, but everything changes. You get to the tournament, renewed life for the Demon Deacons.
You know, they've had a history of coming here and having success and getting Alex Sharp healthy and back in rotation that will certainly help them. Jen Hoover hasn't had the season that they thought they would have, but they have a chance to turn it around here today.
Demon Deacons are 10-19 overall on the season, 1-15 in conference play. And they're coming off a loss Sunday. That was at Virginia Tech, their opponent in the first round of the ACC tournament. Time for our Toyota starting lineups, and here's what the Demon Deacons will put on the court, and that includes number 14, Alex Sharp. Sharp went for 18 points and 10 boards in that season-closing loss on the road at Virginia Tech. And for the Hokies, their Toyota starting lineup, Taylor Emery, almost 18 points per game for Emery, and that is 3rd best in all of the ACC. McGarity, number 11, has the all-time record in Virginia Tech for career double-doubles and rebounds, and we're moments away from Wake Forest and Virginia Tech, game 2 of day 1 at the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament here at the Greensboro Coliseum. 19th time contested at this facility, and the 42nd edition of the ACC Women's Tournament. Wake Forest in the black, Virginia Tech is in the white.
Well, it was a much easier scout for both teams since they just played a couple of days ago. Virginia Tech was able to put 69 points on the Wake Forest defense.
Unsuccessful in their first attempt at points this afternoon. That win was 69-57 at home, and they made 10 3-point baskets while shooting 47% in that game for Virginia Tech.
Now the early matchup to keep your eye on is this one right here. Number 14 in black, Alex Sharp, going against Reagan McGarity, number 11 in white. 2 really capable scorers for their respective teams.
McGarity has the block on Sharp.
And then, of course, there's a Mabry handling the basketball. If you haven't heard about the Mabrys, they've made a history of success in this tournament at Notre Dame, and Dara's looking to make her mark as a freshman for Kenny Brooks' team. Number 4 in white is the young Mabry.
Taylor Emery makes her mark on the first points of this game for the leading scorer for Virginia Tech. And a spin move inside, and Banks has Wake on the board.
Really nice low post move in a one-on-one situation, and Banks puts it high off the glass.
Virginia Tech is the number 10 seed. They lost in the quarterfinals of our tournament last year to Louisville, 73-70. Right here on this floor, McGarity got her miss back. Finds Emery launching a three.
I enjoy watching Taylor Emery because she's got a high motor. She works well without the basketball, and she looks like she's ready to play today.
How about 64 made three-point baskets on the season for Emery, though second on the team behind Dara Mabry, who's made 72 threes this season. Hokies will rely on the three-point shot. Ratza the turnaround.
Yeah, this is a Virginia Tech team that I have a lot of regard for. Early in the season, in the first 10 weeks of the season, I had them in the AP top 25, and they kept climbing because of that undefeated schedule that they played in the non-conference. And then they got into conference play, and they struggled a little bit, but they are dangerous this time of year.
Sharp trying to back it in on McGarity. Ratza, shot clock at 7. Trying to direct some traffic deep into the shot clock. They get it into Banks, and a soft bounce and 2.
Really good poise by Wake Forest to find Banks inside.
McGarity, an open path, steps around the defender. Second chance, and Conti's able to save it on the baseline.
That's a break for Wake Forest because there was a miscommunication in their transition defense, leaving McGarity wide open.
Wake Forest has lost 9 in a row coming to the tournament. Foul is called at this end of the floor and will stay here.
Taylor Emery, the leading scorer for Virginia Tech, over 1,000 points in her career. She can get to the rim, she can go off the bounce. She's got three-point range as well. She's a high-volume shooter for them, but she's capable.
Ratza over Emery, bounces out. Deb, you mentioned Virginia Tech had struggles at the beginning of the ACC schedule, lost 7 in a row in January. And that included overtime losses against Syracuse at home and on the road at NC State.
I saw them lose their first game of the season at Miami. I happened to be there for a men's game, and I thought at that point that they were such a good balanced team that their maturity was going to play through, and I knew Kenny Brooks would do a great job getting them ready for March.
Kenny Brooks, by the way, should he win this game, it would be his 400th career victory as a head coach. Remember, he spent 14 years at James Madison. Emery on the move for 2.
Really great movement without the basketball by Taylor Emery. You see, now they're calling her number early, and she is producing. She came here last year at the tournament, Tom, and she had a big game. Taylor Emery put herself on the map, and then they went on to play in the NIT in the finals of that. Lose to Indiana, but they had a great run postseason.
She had that great game against Syracuse in the second round after getting the first round bye, and that's Sharp on the move. In fact, they beat the Orange 85-70 to advance to the quarters last year for Virginia Tech. Entry to McGarity, and she has earned a couple of free throws.
Keep an eye on number 1, Taylor Emery. She's over here, and she's going to come here, and she's going to cut to the basket. This is a terrific job of working without the basketball. That's just a great basket cut. When you cut, you should make a cut to score. You're not just running through the lane. She goes through the lane looking for the ball, looking to get to the rim.
McGarity shoots 73% from the free throw line. She has given Virginia Tech the 9-8 lead. When they step to the line, Debbie Antonelli, as a team, they make 80%. Best in the conference and among the national leaders as well in women's basketball. Conti.
Really good take by Conti. You just have to finish that play. A little bit of contact, but I like the no whistle.
That's a traveling violation against the Hokies. Timeout on the court. Virginia Tech by 1.
Don't forget to visit the ACC interactive games, giveaways, mascot appearances, and corporate champion attractions. Don't miss out. Visit FanFest at Hall C of the Special Events Center starting 2 hours before tomorrow's first game. Fans, we hope to see you all back here at Greensboro Coliseum on Sunday afternoon for the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament Championship game. Bring 5 non-perishable food line items to the Plaza lobby from 10 a.m. to noon. You'll receive a ticket voucher for 1 free ticket. All items donated will be matched by Food Lion and benefit Second Harvest Food Bank.
Jen Hoover's team trails it by 1 here in the first quarter. And now trying to check in with our reporter throughout our tournament. Here's Kelly Dale.
Thanks, Tom. Reagan McGarity, the second-team All-ACC member, has her parents in the audience. And those parents, this basketball gene runs deep for this entire McGarity family. Her dad played at University of Georgia and then played professionally overseas. Her mom played professionally overseas. And by the way, she also has a sister that lives in Lexington, Virginia, and is married to the head basketball coach at VMI. Her uncle is the head coach at Army. Her cousin is the head coach at New Hampshire. And obviously, the basketball gene is very strong in this family, Tom.
You know what, Kelly, her uncle, Dave McGarity, is a friend of mine, and he's the head coach at Army. He is a terrific guy, and he is so proud of what his niece has been able to do as a college player. Her brother Will played at Davidson as well.
Conti, little fall away. Chase down to the corner. How about McGarity had 19 rebounds in that win against Miami for Virginia Tech?
Here's what makes her such a good rebounder. She understands when to go to the glass. See, as soon as that shot went up, she positioned on the weak side to get the offensive rebound. She knows Taylor Emery is going to take this shot because Taylor's open and Taylor can make this shot. As soon as Taylor gets into the rhythm of her jumper, McGarity is positioning on the weak side. She gets inside position and draws a foul to get to the free throw line.
She has 4 rebounds in the early going of our first quarter. That win against Miami for Virginia Tech snapped a 15-game losing streak against the Canes and was their first home ACC win of this season.
You know, that's a big win. And I know on Miami's resume, when the NCAA reveal came out, they considered that a bad loss for Miami. Not if you've been paying attention to Virginia Tech. You can't look at their numbers and not see not understand how hard they play and how well they scheme. Miami's an excellent basketball team, but I think Virginia Tech is a sleeper.
Virginia Tech has won 6 of its last 9 games to close out the regular season schedule. Mabry. McGarity teeing up the 3.
I'm telling you, she's a pro. She has a pro future ahead of her if she wants to play. And there'll be sets today that she'll run the point for Kenny Brooks.
It's a 7-0 run for Virginia Tech, and McGarity has all the points.
Virginia Tech ball, number 10, Kendall Brooks.
6'3". You got the point guard on the block posting up, inverted inside. You've got your 6'3" center shooting threes outside the arc. What a great pass by Mabry to find McGarity.
22 threes made on the season for McGarity. Conti is at the free throw line. Gina Conti, 66% from the stripe on the season. Started every game this year for Wake Forest, which saw its ranks depleted considerably.
Well, when they lost Elisa Penna, they lost one of the top players in the ACC. And Penna is over in Italy trying to heal. But she'll be on the Italian national team.
Emery, double it, dribbles, and she hits it.
Come on, Taylor Emery, am I really going to say in the first quarter, shoot till your arm falls off? That's usually a second half thing.
That's a 24/7 thing. And Emery lighting it up so far in our first quarter of play. Deflected around. Just the second turnover for Wake.
You got a mismatch in transition, and Emery exploits it. So talented, so good off that first step. And her footwork allows her to have separation. She just puts Wake Forest in a little bit of a quandary because of the way she can score inside out.
How about Emery? 13 times this season she's gone for 20 points or more.
She's 7th career all-time in three-point makes. She's one of 3 players on their team that are in the top 10 in career three-point makes. Second team All-ACC, and she earned it.
And she's got double figures. She does have 1 made three in the game. Debbie brings her total up to 133 career three-pointers, 7th in school history. Conti.
Yeah, I love the way Conti comes off that ball screen. She checks for the roll, checks for her D, and knocks down an open 15-footer.
She averages 9 points per game. She's got 4 so far in the first quarter as we approach the 2-minute threshold. And it's a 3. Alexis Jean, her first points of the game and the largest lead for Virginia Tech.
Alexis Jean's minutes are starting to increase because she's getting more minutes inside their rotation, being healthy.
Just her 10th made three of the season. Run down by Kendall Brooks, Kenny's oldest daughter. She's got 155 career threes. Jean looking for the heat check. Kendall's 155 threes, 5th in Virginia Tech school history. Jarasinski missed the turnaround.
Yeah, Wake Forest has gotten away from finding Alex Sharp.
Just 29% shooting in our first quarter for Wake. Emery for 3.
All right, Taylor Emery, we see you having a big start to the ACC tournament.
13 points for Taylor Emery, the senior from Tampa, Florida, in her 2nd season in this Virginia Tech program.
Now, she started her career at Tulane and navigated her way to Virginia Tech, and you see a terrific scoring cut right here. Nice relocation off the pass to the interior, a little 15-footer. That's the whole package right there. Again, the double team comes and Emery gets in the vision of Reagan McGarity. Terrific find by McGarity, and Emery has got the hot hand for the Hokies.
Virginia Tech has connected on 5 of its last 7 shot attempts. Emery and McGarity have combined for 20 of the 23 points posted by Virginia Tech in this quarter.
I don't have to remind you, Tommy, how much I love offense, right? I mean, 23 points in the first quarter, that's a big number for the Hokies.
Banks going inside. McGarity pulls it down. Leads the 3-on-2. She's got 5 boards.
scoring right now. Wake Forest has got to find a way to slow down the possessions for Virginia Tech. Their transition defense has got to be better, and they've got to take better shots so they can set up their D.
9 points for McGarity. Play in tight quarters, knocked around and taken by Shepard.
Last possession.
Final 10 seconds, they get the instruction from head coach Kenny Brooks. On the drive, and there's a foul on the play. Rachel Camp was taking it to the basket and got fouled.
We often refer to McGarity as the rebounder, but here she is as a point guard. Hey, you got to take the mouthpiece out. Got to call the play. Then she makes a nice basket cut, and she gets great position, 2 feet in the paint, 2 points for Virginia Tech.
Great look from Stanchion Camp, right behind that backboard.
That's a dunk cam.
Nice. Are you expecting some high-flying action, potentially?
I think we'll have some high flyers coming up later in the week.
I know they can play up around the rim if they want to. Rachel Camp from the free throw line for the Hokies. Final seconds of her first quarter. Conti will not get it away. The basket will not count, and Wake was just one of its last 8 field goal attempts. Big first quarter for Taylor Emery and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Emery had 13 points, 27-10 at the tournament.
The 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Toyota.
J2, what do you guys?
All right, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. J2's got the Bow Box here in section 122, and it's time to find the Bojangles fan of the game. Here we go. You got to get up out of your seat, on your feet, make some noise for your Bojangles. Right now, somebody's going home with a $50 gift card. That's right, the official chicken, biscuits, and legendary iced tea of the ACC right here, right now. I'm looking for somebody loud and proud. I think I found her right down here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got our official winner right here. Tell us your name. We got Nicole in the house. Everybody make some noise. You wish you were Nicole right now. Tell us, what are you going to buy first at Bojangles? A Supreme. Oh, the Supremes, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorites right here. All right, we'll see you at Bojangles after the game, Nicole.
The 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Hardee's. And Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's bow time.
The home of the ACC Women's Tournament, the Greensboro Coliseum. Virginia Tech, as you look at the numbers, 20-2 run to close out the quarter.
Taylor Emery dribbles into the switch. Does a terrific job of taking advantage of a mismatch.
Debbie, she's got 15 points. She and her teammates shot 57% of the first quarter.
I mean,
That
she is 100% focused.
is outrageous. Following the shot. And it's time to check in again with Kelly Deo.
Coach Jen Hoover said that this is by far the hardest season she's ever had as a head coach. And of course, she's been through all kinds of injuries. She's currently missing 6 players from a team last year who had been eligible to play this season. You see the graphic there, 135 missed games due to injury. And she said she's been trying to find ways to keep encouraging her kids. She doesn't want them to be demoralized by all the injuries and the losses. She said when they won that game against Virginia, she went into the locker room and sprayed the team with water. She said, we needed to celebrate. This isn't the season we thought it would be, so we have to keep finding ways to move forward in the face of adversity.
Well, I'm going to tell you that Jen Hoover is an incredible competitor. Ariel Stevenson, you see there sitting in the middle. She is a big-time player, and I thought Penna was in Italy. Looks like she's on the bench. She is a pro. She is a big-time player, an all-ACC performer, one of the best scorers in the league. And so, no, Jen Hoover is not having the season she anticipated.
McGarity's wide open.
I mean, right now, Virginia Tech can get whatever they want. Let's see how long Wake Forest will stay in there man-to-man.
And Penna had a knee injury, and when she left the lineup was the leading scorer with just over 15 points per game. That is Arazza. Basket and foul.
Miss McGarity do a great job. She's got a switch. She's got the point guard Conti on her. She pushes her up the lane, calls for the basketball, a perfect pass. And then Wake Forest has an answer, puts a foul on Taylor Emery.
So Arazza with the free throw, now with 4 points for Arazza.
Wake Forest looking to extend their pressure here off their made free throw.
Arazza's tied for the team lead in scoring with 12.4 points per game, along with Alex Sharp.
That little dribble through fake ball screen that Mabry runs for Kenny Brooks, she is really good at reading that. That's why she was able to draw a foul.
Virginia Tech had 4 players get to double digits in their win Sunday at home against Wake. McGarity trying to follow the miss. Knocked it around. Arazza took it away for Wake. Demon Deeks, the number 15 seed. 10 and 19 overall. Foul in the lane.
Arazza gets a mismatch inside on Mabry on the switch, and Wake Forest does a good job of recognizing it.
First on Mabry. Wake has had continued success at the Greensboro Coliseum. 9 straight years with a tourney win here at the Coliseum. That is Banks, one power dribble and 2.
Really good execution. I like the extended pressure that Jen Hoover has brought here just to try to take Virginia Tech a little deeper into the shot clock, because offensively they've been able to get whatever they want.
Great to have you with us here in Greensboro. That's another 3 for Virginia Tech, and it's Shepard.
Everybody's raining threes for the Hokies today.
They've got 5 made threes and lead the conference in made threes this season. 278 knocked down from beyond the arc by Virginia Tech. Conti just inside the arc, and another board for McGarity. 7 rebounds so far from McGarity. Has the position on Sharp. Up and under.
Skilled, great hands, terrific work without the ball. Can play any position on the floor.
She's got 13 points, had 20 double-doubles in the regular season, second most in the conference, behind Beatrice Mampremier from Miami. McGarity's also coming off a double-double against Wake in that final game of the regular season, 17 and 15.
When is she not coming off a double-double? It's news if she doesn't get one.
Mabry, tough shot.
There's Mabry, 5'7". Had to learn how to score over those taller sisters that she played with in the backyard, and her brother Roy.
Sisters Michaela and Marina, who is a current Notre Dame player. Michaela played for Notre Dame. Those were the first 2 points of the game for the Mabry involved in our contest. Virginia Tech, prior to that miss, had been shooting 65% as a team.
If you line up the Mabry sisters, Michaela, Marina, and Dara, I'm taking Michaela in a three-point shoot-off.
Tough twisting shot attempt from Conti. Gonna make the other Mabrys mad at you.
I know, that's okay. They play better when they're mad.
Gonna have a Mabry controversy. Emery fouled on the interior.
Just good ball movement right here. Good cut, again, another nice cut. Alex Sharp can't afford to foul. She has to stay on the floor. Then Mabry with a nice crossover. Little jump stop. Figures out a way to get the ball up on the rim.
Now her specialty is the three-point shot, as we mentioned. 72 made to lead the team.
She's the best by percentage in the ACC, second in the nation. 48% from the three-point line. I don't think she's taken one yet today. No, she's 0 for 1.
Kelly's got more on Mabry.
I got to sit down with Dara Mabry before a game recently, and I said, we all know your sisters on the court, but tell me about who you guys are off the court. And she said, I asked her about Michaela. She said, Michaela is the mom. She's always nurturing, always trying to find ways to help. She said, Marina, she said, the rest of the basketball world would think she's the most competitive person in the world, but she actually said she has such a big heart, and she's actually really sensitive, which definitely surprised me. And then I asked Dara to describe herself. She said, I'm a free spirit, and I can pretty much talk to a wall.
I think they're all basketball assassins. You know what I mean, Tom? I mean, they unassuming, and then they just shoot the dagger.
And Dara trying to create her own legacy here at Virginia Tech after all the success at Notre Dame. Shepard, show and go.
Really good ball movement. I mean, Kenny Brooks has got to be pleased with the balance and the way they move the ball early in this game. And McGarrity's defense on Sharp has been terrific. Sharp really hasn't had a chance to get going for Wake Forest.
Udo missed inside. Less than 5 minutes to go in our quarter. Shepard, high degree of difficulty on the scoop. Wake runs it down the other end with Ratza.
Really hard to press Virginia Tech when McGarity can handle the ball so well.
McGarity, great catch.
Yeah, she's good at catching that lob pass.
Brooks got in trouble. Teammates trying to bail her out. Deep into the shot clock. It's at 5 for McGarity. Working baseline and contact. Couple of free throws coming up for McGarity. We're at the ACC Women's Tournament in Tournament Town, Greensboro, North Carolina.
I've missed you. I missed you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Texas! Talk on our matchups, please. Move. You got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Give up the ball, Ivana. I don't understand when you say momentum. Because I said, isn't it the same foul? And you told me momentum. Oh, so their momentum means I don't get the call?
Yeah, no, actually.
Talk, because we stopped talking because we got down. We stopped talking because I missed my shot. And when I don't make a bucket, I don't talk to nobody. Can't be that way. Let your defense spark your offense. Okay? Are you ready to just give it up? Okay, let's fight then. Okay, we've had a fight all year. Let's fight back, right? Talk, because we stopped talking. Talk.
the red or blue win. Whichever squad can do that first. We know you got bragging rights all weekend long. Are you ready? Fans, who's going to take home the championship? Who's it going to be? Here we go, DJ Ship. 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. A little bit this way. A little bit this way. 3, 2, 1, go! It looks like Duke has got a little bit on them. Come on, Louisville, come on. No, it's not this way. Here we go. Make some noise for your team. Come on, who's it gonna be? We got some brawn in these ladies down here. Come on, they're not missing out.
I've missed you. I missed you.
Have a good one.
Okay, have a good one. Texas! Talk on our matchups, please. Move. You got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Give up the ball, Ivana. I don't understand when you say momentum. Because I said, isn't it the same foul? And you told me momentum. Oh, so their momentum means I don't get the call?
Yeah, no, excellent question.
Talk, because we stopped talking because we got down. We stopped talking because I missed my shot. And when I don't make a bucket, I don't talk to nobody. Can't be that way. Let your defense start your offense. Okay? Are you ready to just give it up? Okay, let's fight then. Okay, we've had to fight all year. Let's fight back, right?
I think Jen Hoover is talking about being united as a defense by communicating. If you communicate, it unites you on defense. That way you talk your actions. And I have watched Jen for many years over there on the sideline, and she loves this time of year coming to this event. And I know she's fiery, and I know she's doing everything she can to prepare her team. But I hate seeing Penna over there. That drives me crazy. I can only imagine what it does for Coach Hoover.
Udo, she's got 2.
And I mean, I hate seeing her sitting over there because I hate that she's injured and not playing.
Coach Hoover's in her 7th year as the head coach of Geeks. 98 career wins as their head coach, who's 3rd most in school history. She's got a good record at the tournament, 6-6 for Coach Hoover, but there's no defense against that.
Well, I mean, that's 38 made threes for Kendall Brooks. The last time she made a 2 was November 28th against Rutgers. She's not stepping inside the arc.
Brooks, 28% of the season from beyond the arc.
5th all-time in career three-point makes, and that is a textbook shooter. I'd like to give Kenny credit for teaching her how to shoot, but I think I'm going to have to give our colleague, Corley Alexander, some credit for that.
Oh, he'll take the credit.
I know he will. And Kenny was a great player at James Madison, played for Lefty Brazil.
Graduated from JMU in '92 and 3 seasons playing under Lefty. He's got Kendall, Chloe, Gabby, and Nicholas, the 4 Brooks children. Chloe also on the Hokies roster. Dixon, 1-on-3, spins out. Ratza, second chance, off the glass.
Really good hustle by Wake Forest.
Ivana Ratza, the sophomore from Belgrade, Serbia. Double figures, 6 of her last 8 games.
All 5 out, nobody inside. Good basket cut by Emery.
Sharp. Baptiste across midcourt for the Hokies. All-time, Virginia Tech is 5-14 at the ACC tournament. Baptiste, a vicious rebound inside and the putback.
Really strong. That's all power right there by Baptiste. You see the steal by Sharp. And then Ratza off the glass. Wake Forest getting a hustle play that could give them a little momentum. And then Baptiste does a great job rebounding her own miss, powering through the contact.
Baptiste, who averages just under 10 points per game. %86% from the free throw line this season for Baptiste. Coming up on the Hardy's halftime report with Jen Hildreth. We'll recap the Boston College Virginia game as the Cavaliers advance and break down the first half of Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. And Kelly Dale will also join Jen during our Hardy's halftime report. Dixon for three, and she spins it in.
I thought Tina Thompson, the head coach for Virginia, made some terrific adjustments in the second half. And of course, Jocelyn Willoughby with 29 points. Stars are coming out in the ACC tournament.
29 points and 13 rebounds for Willoughby. Boston College hung tough, but for the third straight year they lose in the first round.
Everybody's hitting triples. So now if you're Kenny Brooks, you're starting to think, I hope we're going to have some of these tomorrow.
I swear I saw Alexis Jean on the way back kind of make a remark like,
hey,
we'll give it a shot. If they go in, they go in. She's got 2 threes. Ratza miss.
Hey, I've never believed that if you're in doubt, you should shoot it, right? You should always shoot it.
McGarrity's got another double-double. 21st of the season, 53rd of her career, the most in Virginia Tech women's basketball history. Final 50 seconds of the first half. And a chance at the old school three-point play for Conti, who's got 6 points.
Really tough to guard going right. Again, she does a good job reading off the ball screen. And Mabry trying to get over the top because Conti can shoot the three. You got to get a little help by your screener's defense to step up in that gap a little bit so that Conti can't turn the corner.
.40 seconds on the game clock. McGarity got the position. Shepard found her. .17 points in the first half for McGarity to go along with 10 rebounds.
Make that 11.
Shot clock is off. 15 seconds to go in the second quarter.
It's a little thing for Jen Hoover's team, but they went too quickly there, and it gives Virginia Tech another possession in a wide open lane and an opportunity for Mabry.
Wake trying to get off one final shot. Dixon let it fly. The end of the first half. 55-30, Debbie Antonelli. 58% shooting for Virginia Tech. McGarity goes for 17. Emery goes for 17 points.
Now Reagan McGarity again, early position, does all the work before the ball gets there. She gets the mismatch inside. She does a great job of sealing and calling for the high-low pass.
Again, McGarity with the double-double in the first half, 53rd of her career, and it's a 55-30 advantage for Virginia Tech. Going to the locker room. They are 11-3 this season when they've got the halftime lead as we go over to Kelly.
Coach, your seniors leading the way in this one in the first half. Is this what you expect in the tournament?
You know, that's what I hope. You know, you never know at tournament time, but these kids are seasoned veterans. They came out today. They were very, very focused. We've executed. We put a couple wrinkles into our offense. They've executed better than I could have imagined. They're looking for each other, and they're doing a fantastic job, so I'm very happy.
You're shooting just under 60%. How do you keep up the momentum in the second half?
You know what? You can't let up. You know, anything can happen, and you want to carry momentum. Even though, you know, it's a two-half game, you still want to carry momentum. You want to win the basketball game, but hopefully we can finish the right way. We feel good about ourselves, and if you're fortunate enough to play on the next day, you can take that momentum, but we have to understand it's a two-half game. Wake Forest is a dangerous basketball team. We have to take care of business right now.
Good luck, Coach.
Thanks. Kelly, thank you. Coach Brooks and the Hokies own the first half against Wake with the big lead. When we come back, it's the Hardy's halftime report. Jen and Kelly inside the Greensboro Coliseum.
Hi.
Be sure to pick up your official ACC
Okay.
women's basketball
So
merchandise at the stands located along the concourse. Fanatics is proud to be the official merchandise concessionaire of the ACC. Hey fans, Bojangles is giving the first 1,000 fans that enter the Coliseum on Sunday a Bojangles gift card. Gift card amounts will range between $1 and $100. Be sure to come back Sunday and be one of the first to come through the Coliseum turnstiles for your chance to collect the Bojangles gift card. Bojangles, official chicken, biscuits, and legendary iced tea of the ACC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a great halftime show for you. First off, give these folks, our contestants down here for game number 2, a lot of love. Come on, let's hear it one time. Okay, before we get into our contest this afternoon, good luck to you both teams. One team over here, one team over here. Let's meet who we have. Tell us a little bit about yourself, okay? Tell us your name, where you're from, and of course, who your team is.
Anthony, I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I'm from Virginia Tech.
Right, we got some techies in the house, all right?
Zion, I'm from Greensboro, and I like Jets.
All right, Zion is also a Virginia Tech fan. Come on, give him some love down here. One more. All right, we got some Duke fans in the house. There we go. Okay. All right, and on this side, who do we have?
My name is Byron from Winston-Salem, and I'm a Tar Heel fan. My name is Seth Harrison from Durham, North Carolina. I like the Tar Heels.
All right, there you go, Gabby. Very good. Okay. We're going to send you guys down to your baseline, and we're going to play a game that I like to call Steal the Bacon. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm holding bacon right here at center court. I'm going to drop it right here in the middle. Each of our contestants on either side are paired up with somebody on the other side, okay? 3s and 2s and 1s. When I call their number, they're going to do their best job to steal the bacon here at center court and take that bacon back across their own line. If they do a good job of that, they're going to get 2 points. But the other team is trying very hard to make sure they do not do so by tagging them. If they get tagged, the person who is the tagger ends up with 1 point for their team. Then we'll keep going until we rack up enough points to have a winner.
welcome back to the Greensboro Coliseum. The Hardies halftime report. Oh my goodness, Virginia Tech having a half, leading Wake Forest 55-30 after the first half. Jen Hildreth, Kelly Deo. Kelly, a lot to be impressed there with the Hokies, I would say.
Well, everything was going well for them. You heard Kenny Brooks said, we're executing our offense even better than I thought we would. And just right now, shots are falling, defense looks tremendous, and it's all Hokies half.
Yeah, Virginia Tech shooting 58% in this game so far, and trying to kind of join the other team from their state, if you will, in advancing. The Virginia Cavaliers already through to the second round in this tournament after they picked up a win over Boston College in the first game. And while it was a balanced effort from Virginia, 4 players in double figures, Jocelyn Willoughby really carried them at the end.
Yeah, and especially in the second half, I thought Virginia came out so strong. They attacked the basket. They got to the foul line 29 times in that game versus just 4 for the opposing team.
So you see the Virginia Cavaliers moving on for a date with the 5th-seeded Syracuse Orange. That'll be the first of 4 games tomorrow. We already know the 8-9 matchup between North Carolina and Georgia Tech. And then Clemson will get the winner of this one. So still a lot to be determined in this tournament. While Willoughby had a great performance there, it seems like this game here we might have some contenders for some more big games with what we've seen in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, you look at seniors who play strong when they come into the tournament, and sometimes they're trying to send a message. Right now, Reagan McGarity and Taylor Emery may be trying to send a message. They're both on that second team in the All-ACC, and I wonder if their record had been a little bit better if we wouldn't have seen maybe one of them on the first team, but they have done a tremendous job in this game. Reagan McGarity already in a double-double.
Well, look, Virginia Tech, a team that had a slow start to the conference season, but they have started to pick up steam and carried it through here to Greensboro.
You gotta be careful in there, all right. 1 point this side. Three. We're struggling for those twos. Lots of ones out here. Three. Come on, somebody score 2 points for me. Somebody score 2 points. Look him in the eye, scare him a little bit. Uh-oh. He made it. That's 2 points, everybody. That's 2 points. Two. We're playing to 11. And it's heating up. It's getting close. Where my Virginia Tech fans at? Where my Target fans at? Oh, there she goes. There's my Duke fan getting away. My Duke fan got away. All right, here we go. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I lost track. With 12 points, we've got a winner. Great.
Welcome back to the Hardee's halftime report. Virginia Tech Hokies a strong first half as they lead Wake Forest 55-30. Greensboro, a great place to be for the ACC women's basketball tournament. And Kelly, it was really the two big names for this Virginia Tech team that led them in the first half with Taylor Emery and Reagan McGarity.
Yeah, and Taylor Emery started the game off so hot. She hit a couple threes immediately in this game just to set the tone for this team who already has 7 threes, by the way, in this game. And then she started her mid-range game going, put the ball on the floor, hit a couple shots, and she's such an energy player, and her team feeds off of her. And then no surprise, Reagan McGarity, the walking double-double inside, getting that outside game, though, going a little bit, because why not? Everything is working today. And then the nice reverse layup for the senior, high-low look, senior to senior. She is having quite a game.
And really, as a team, the Hokies playing very well, shooting 58% both from the field and from three in that first half. And you talked to Kenny Brooks, a challenge now just to keep this thing rolling.
Yeah, and you look at the free throws, too. They're getting to the line, and this is the best free throw shooting team in the conference, so they make you pay when you get to the line.
Second half action about to come your way from the Greensboro Coliseum. This has been the Hardy's Halftime Report.
Back in Greensboro, second half, Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. Just moments ago, Kelly Deo catching up with Wake head coach Jen Hoover.
Coach, not probably the first half you were looking for. What adjustments do you make in the second?
No, we just got to come out and compete. I mean, I think you got to give them a lot of credit. They've got two seniors that know this is their last round to go, and I don't have any seniors on the floor. I've got freshmen and sophomores trying to play against those two, and they're two phenomenal players. And we're just disappointed in our effort. I don't think we came out and really got down and locked up on defense. And so we've got to come out, be more aggressive defensively, make our right assignments, pay attention to a scouting report, and we got to get going on offense.
Good luck in the second half.
Kelly, thank you. Coach Hoover knows all about the ACC tournament. A 3-time all-conference performer. And she was on that team in '88 that went to the NCAA tournament, the only one in school history.
Right, and you know, I mean, you can see the disappointment in Jen since we know her so well. You can also see what having a lead like this could do to Kenny Brooks. You know, the one thing about Wake Forest, they only turned it over twice, okay? Virginia Tech's not an up-the-line overplaying defense. They're going to play under the ball. If Wake Forest will just move the ball and continue to take care of it, they got some good shots. They just have to make some.
Wake had the lead 8-7 in the first half, and then Virginia Tech went on a 33-8 run to bust it wide open and lead by 25. Off the glass and good for Banks.
That was an excellent possession off the halftime because they moved the ball, switched sides a couple of times, and they get a nice post up out of Banks.
55 points in the first half, not the most that Virginia Tech has scored this year. 60 is the high watermark in a half for the Hokies. And there's Emery picking right up again.
I mean, 3 triples for Emery. She's at 20 points already in the game.
Taylor Emery, 20 points for the 14th time this season. Had a season high 27 points against Syracuse, an OT loss for Virginia Tech. A lot of close losses on their resume, Deb.
I'm telling you, this is a good Virginia Tech team, and Mabry hasn't even gotten started for them, who's a dangerous threat outside the arc.
Emery against Banks, and free throws upcoming for Emery.
We talked about controlling the clock a little bit and working the basketball. Wake, this possession, 4 of the 5 players touch the basketball and they move it from side to side, and then they go into the post.
Checking with Kelly for more on Banks.
Maya Banks scored 22 points last season alone. That was her freshman year. In the last 3 games, she's had 24 points. She's got 8 in this one right now. She had a career high 12 points against Virginia Tech on Sunday. But she said she worked really hard in the offseason to try to improve her game. She spent 2 sessions of summer school back at Wake Forest. Said she worked with a couple of the coaches, and she has seen the improvement this season.
Kelly, you know about being a role player, playing that 4 spot. They didn't call it the stretch 4 when you were playing, but when you talk about development of Banks, what do you see in her game that makes you think that she can compete in the ACC in the future?
Well, you know, she has a great frame. You just look at her body, and she posts up really well. And I think her freshman year, she just didn't know how to use her body. She didn't have the foot quickness. And this year, you see her with a little bit more basketball IQ. Like right now, she's posting up. She's calling for the ball away from the defense, missed that shot, but just that's a good look for a post.
Right, you want to get over your left shoulder, and that's what a right-handed player wants to do.
I mean, there's Baptiste on the high side, so Maya Banks pushes her up the lane, gets the ball, she misses on that attempt, but that's textbook posting right there.
Do the work early before the ball comes in. She's had a couple of nice post moves this afternoon.
9 points now for Ratza at the free throw line for Wake Forest. Ratza went 3 of 7 from the floor in the first half and had 8 points in 16 minutes of action. Emery weaving her way, sets up Mabry for 3, was online, follows the miss. Mabry reverses direction. Everything but the basket for Mabry. Conti's pass intercepted.
Over-penetrate. If you're going to go that deep, you got to take an attempt.
Emery at the other end.
I don't know what Kenny Brooks was talking about in tweaking his offense, because I think they've made the extra pass all season. But they are balanced as I've seen them all season. They don't get much off their defense typically, but they did right there. It's a great steal and a pass up the floor. Anytime you can run ahead of the basketball, you can get rewarded.
24 points for Taylor Emery. Baptiste off the Emery miss. Banks deflected it. Baptiste got it back.
Well, you got to read the weak side on that pass.
Dixon into Ratza against the double team.
Quick strike.
Double digits for Ratza. She's got 11 to match her jersey number. Mabry, McGarity.
So that's what you call a coach's assist. Mabry did everything she was supposed to do right. Watch Ratza right here, spin away from the double team. High off the glass with the left. I say coach's assist, Tom, because when Kenny Brooks goes in and watches film, he's going to see Mabry did the right thing. She handled pressure, she beat two, she got to the paint, dropped it off. All McGarity needed to do was finish it.
17 points for McGarity in the first half. Sharp over McGarity. Second effort. Tried a bit of a circus shot over the shoulder.
Mistake in transition.
They might get McGarity for the push. And they will, her second personal. So McGarity got a double-double in the first half for 17 points and 11 boards. Picks up her second personal foul. 5:56 to go in the third quarter. So glad that you're with us for the first day of the ACC Women's Tournament. Tom Wormy, Debbie Antonelli, Kelly Deo, sideline reporter, and Jen Hildreth, your host. Sharp got it back. Dixon, mid-range.
Wake Forest not getting very many second chance opportunities. 3 offensive rebounds, Tom, in the first half.
Just 33% shooting as a team for Wake in the game. Baptiste with the shot clock at 7.
Switching to a zone, and a nice job of attacking the baseline side by Baptiste. Garrity like a point guard, handling pressure.
Baptiste for 3.
Such a good job of playing in transition. Virginia Tech knows who they are. And they understand their roles, they know what their strengths are, and they're playing to them today.
How about 9 made threes for Virginia Tech in the game? It's a team that averages 9.4 made threes per game, tied for first in the conference.
And Baptiste playing with a high motor right now. She's making every play.
How about 12 boards for Baptiste as well?
I love it when I say high motor and you validate it with a number that makes sense.
I'm just here to help.
We're talking about Trinity Baptiste. Crashing the glass. This is a great feed inside. Penetration to the baseline, and McGarity slides in her vision. How about a little transition triple for Baptiste? Virginia Tech up big.
All 15 ACC mascots will be in the building, interacting with fans all night long. Bring the family, come on to see your favorite ACC mascot this Friday night. Friday's games are scheduled for 6 and 8 p.m.
Universities, 1,500 miles, excellence everywhere you look.
Section 122. Where you at? Here comes Food Lion. All right, numbers overhead. Section 123. Let's go. It looks like we might have one more.
Just over 4 minutes to go in the third. Hokies out in front of the Demon Deacs. And for more on Trinity Baptiste of Virginia Tech, we go over to Kelly.
Coach Brooks said that when the team was going through such a hard time getting wins, he said instead of going to the board and saying, hey, let's get win number, whatever subsequent win it was, he said, let's just get win number 1. And even when they'd win the game, they'd say, let's get win number 1 again. And he said, I wanted to give them these small victories that they could attain. I asked him for an example, and he said, okay, so Trinity Baptiste has really been struggling on the boards. So in practice, I said, hey, Trinity, you need to get more rebounds than Reagan McGarity. And he said, and all of a sudden, there was this battle that was going on between the two of them in practice. And he said, on Sunday in that Wake Forest game, he literally watched both of them go after the rebound like they were supposed to come up with it.
There was a play earlier in this quarter just like that where Baptiste ripped it away from McGarity.
That's exactly it. The mini victories. I'm sure that one's going on like a little check mark on the side of the bench here.
Well, right now, Baptiste is in the game with 12 rebounds. McGarity's on the bench with 11 rebounds. So we'll keep an eye on that rebounding challenge issued by Kenny Brooks.
I think his mantra there is basically, let's get better every day and not worry about the result. Okay, so if you try to get a little bit better in every area, improvement every day, that's what coaches are trying to teach, trying to build on.
Six and 10 in conference play for the second straight year for Virginia Tech. Strong finish to the end of the season, winning 3 of their last 4.
Good D right there by Sharp. High hands on the shooter.
Got a wedgie up there between the backboard and rim.
That would be Baptiste. Jamming it in the rim. And watch right here, off the penetration off the glass. Nice feed inside to McGarity. And then spotting up for a transition trail triple.
In 15 minutes of action, 12 rebounds, a 3-pointer, 6 points, and 3 assists, Trinity Baptiste. So the arrow was favoring Virginia Tech on the ball that got wedged between the rim and backboard. Baptiste on the board, right back to the rim.
That's what you call ripping a rebound, which is exactly what Kelly was talking about.
8 points for Baptiste.
That makes it much more challenging to defend because you already got to worry about McGarity. Some teams have to face guard her, but you've got Trinity Baptiste that has a high motor and a will to rebound, who can read angles, who can crash the glass, who can use her strength to rip it away from Wake Forest. This is a terrific offensive rebound. Little hang time there to finish as well.
Rachel Camp is at the free throw line for the Hokies. Senior from Forest City, North Carolina.
You can really appreciate Rachel Camp because she's been a starter at times in her career, playing a little bit of a lesser role in terms of minutes. That doesn't devalue her role when she's on the floor.
Up ahead, Alex Sharp.
Alex Sharp, 14 games because of injury this season. She's one of those players that's been plagued by the injuries.
Sharp had a hand injury and missed 10 games. Missed the first 5 games of the season with a shoulder injury. Has done well to return to the lineup for Wake Forest. And they certainly needed her production. Mabry and the shot clock at 5. Baptiste does not get the bounce. And the save by Ratza. 1:40 to go in the third quarter. The winner of this game, Virginia Tech and Wake Forest, to play Clemson, the number 7 seed. That'll be tomorrow, scheduled for 6 Eastern on your regional sports network. But that's the third game of the day. We've got Syracuse, Virginia to get us started. North Carolina and Georgia Tech prior to that. And we've got another game tonight, Debbie Antonelli. Duke and Pittsburgh.
Can't wait.
They've met 10 times. And Duke has won every meeting between the programs.
Duke is positioned in a very nice spot in the bracket. They've won 3 in a row. That size on their defensive end of the floor, whether they're in zone or man, is a lot to deal with for anybody. Let's see what Pitt comes up with. I think they're going to have to try to push in transition. They don't have the size that Duke has.
The winner of that game, following us, takes on Florida State, the number 6 seed, and Sue Semrau's team. Brooks on the drive with a miss.
Well, of course she's going to miss. What is she doing trying to shoot it too? She's got 38 threes and 1 2-point basket this season, Kendall Brooks.
Mabry threads the pass. Baptiste.
Baptiste is moving herself up the scouting report.
Timeout, Wake Forest. Baptiste to double digits. She's got 10 for the Hokies.
The 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament. The 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by the official corporate champions of the
I can't hear her.
Can you hear me here?
Yeah.
Okay, so they were scouting, sort of taking notes, trying to get better, she said. So they were just kind of being a part, you know, pulling anything they could from this game.
I love it.
You should be doing that
They're not giving
in
up
life all the time.
Yeah, they're not. You should be taking notes.
It's all up here, Deb.
Yeah, I know. I take notes.
The 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by the official corporate champions of the ACC, Geico, New York Life, Bojangles Famous Chicken and Biscuits, Food Lion, and Toyota.
The winner of our game, Virginia Tech and Wake Forest, will take on the Clemson Tigers and Amanda Butler, taking some notes and keeping an eye on her next round opponent, which appears to be the Virginia Tech Hokies at the moment. A team they defeated at home in the regular season.
Amanda Butler, the ACC Coach of the Year in a year loaded with outstanding coaching performances. +8, 1 win last year, 9 wins this year. It's one of the highest improvements in ACC history. Today is Amanda Butler's birthday, and 2 years ago today, on her birthday, Florida fired her. Look where she is 2 years from now. She's the ACC Coach of the Year. She spent her year off last season working to get better. And she's being rewarded by the job she's done this year by the media picking her the ACC Coach of the Year.
She did some TV work. She went to some NBA camps and met with the Orlando Magic and Oklahoma City Thunder and the Boston Celtics coaching staff, and gleaned some information from those folks and has put it to work this year. 9 ACC wins, the most since '02 in the Clemson program. Coach Butler spent 10 years as the head coach at Florida from '07 to '17.
There's Banks again scoring over that left shoulder.
10 points for Banks. We close out the third quarter with Virginia Tech comfortably in front. Taylor Emery, 24 points in the game. The fourth quarter straight ahead from the Women's ACC Tournament.
Greensboro Sports Foundation. This group of over 600 community volunteers works tirelessly to transform Greensboro into the ultimate tournament town. A number of them are here with us today. Please join the ACC in a large round of applause for our volunteers who make Tournament Town shine.
It's been all Hokies in game 2 of day 1. Taylor Emery leading everybody with 24 points, and Reagan McGarity adding to her double-double total. 19 points, 11 boards. Emery's got 3 3-point baskets and can do it at all 3 levels as they fight for the trophy. The Hardy's game summary, Debbie Antonelli, 49% from the Hokies from the floor.
9 threes, and you know, I think Kenny Brooks is probably going to leave McGarity and Emery in just for a couple of possessions, and then I would get them out. And then you accomplish 2 things in this game. You get into rhythm in tournament shape, and you get to rest your best players.
They made it to the quarterfinals in last year's tournament here in Greensboro and challenged the eventual champs Louisville. Deb, 73-70 was the final in that quarterfinal matchup against the Cardinals, who are the #2 seed this year.
That's why I said earlier, the Miami win should not look like a bad loss on Miami's resume, because I've been voting for Virginia Tech from the preseason poll through the first 10 weeks until they lost to Miami on the road. And they went on a tough streak where they couldn't find a win. They were in games. They just couldn't finish games.
Ratza runs the court. 8 ACC losses for Virginia Tech by single digits this year.
Exactly. You know, coming off a year where they played for the WNIT championship, I think they make a deep run. I think they're in the conversation, especially with a win over Miami. There's some other teams on the bubble that do not have a quality win.
Lost in that championship game of the women's NIT a season ago to Indiana after beating West Virginia in the semifinals of that tournament. They and Georgia Tech represented the conference in the women's NIT. 8 teams out of the ACC were part of the NCAA tournament a season ago. And Coach Brooks' team went all the way to that title game. For Jen Hoover, this ends a season where they saw just 1 victory in ACC play.
Yeah, it was tough, but that's because the ACC is having an outstanding year. It's the RPI #1 league. Notre Dame has the best #1 strength of schedule, the #1 RPI, and right now they're projected as a 1 seed along with Louisville. They tied for the ACC regular season. These 5 teams right now, based on the NCAA selection committee's reveal on Monday, would be projected to host first and second rounds. That's a big deal because that does give you a home court advantage. And Syracuse was not in the first reveal, but they're in the second one.
Emory on the cut, foul on the play. Both Louisville and Notre Dame made it to the Final Four a season ago, and Notre Dame is your defending national champs. You may hear that from time to time during the next 3 days. Branch picking up her second personal to put Emory at the free throw line. Virginia Tech is a team 15 of 17 from the stripe.
Kenny Brooks does a great job coaching the offensive side of the ball. I'm not discounting what they do defensively. They're just not an up the line overplaying. They're more of a under the ball, if you will. So if you drew the line of ball is called the ball line, the line of ball. If you drew a straight line from sideline to sideline through the ball, and everybody was underneath that line, that's what I call that's what I'm talking about being like a softer defense.
26 for Emory. So that's 46 points in our last 2 games. Also at 24 in the upset win of Miami. Up and under. That's Sharp against McGarity, who remains in the game for Virginia Tech.
This is a matchup we told you early to keep your eye on. Sharp going against McGarity, and this time Sharp gets the better of it. Good take on the baseline.
Today's result is going to end a streak of 9 straight ACC tournaments in the Greensboro Coliseum with a win in the tournament for Wake Forest.
It's impressive because Wake has been in the middle to the bottom half in the years that they've come in here and done that. Gives them a chance to, because they were in the bottom part of the bracket, they were able to get W's. And they had some really good teams too.
Yeah, beat Pittsburgh in the first round last year before losing to Miami in the second round, 68-60 for the Deeps. McGarity, second chance.
Mabry throws that lob in there really nicely. But here's the thing that McGarity does so well. When you're sealing and calling for the lob, you don't move until the ball is over your head. If you leave and release that contact, the defense can get it. But McGarity does such a good job holding position, calls for the ball, and when it's over her head, she gets 2 hands on it and gets it up on the glass.
That's 20 points now for McGarity. She's taken 1 3-point attempt and made it, so that's now 100 career threes for McGarity. And you're talking about a player who all-time leads this program in double-doubles and rebounding. She also has 100 made threes in her career.
I'm telling you, a lot of people don't talk about her WNBA stock, but I think they should. She doesn't have explosive speed, but she has great footwork, good hands. She can score, she can shoot the three, she can initiate offense at the top of the floor. I like her game. I have a lot of respect for her game.
Baptiste.
They outlet the ball to her. Are you kidding me? I mean, she's like a point guard.
14 rebounds for Baptiste. That is just 2 shy of her career high. Jean deflected it back out to Mabry. Baptiste using the rim to get around Udo. McGarity somehow got it back for Virginia Tech. And if you're looking for a team from the first day of our championship riding a wave of confidence, you'd have to put Virginia Tech near the top of the list. This is going to be 4 of their last 5 games and victories. Shepherd misses. Jean misses. McGarity does not. 22 points, Reagan McGarity. Had her career high at Boston College. That was a key game for this Virginia Tech team as well. They had to come back from double digits to beat Boston College on the road at Connie Foreman. McGarity had 30 points, a career high in that victory this season. Jean looks down at the line and then hits it.
Man.
Style points.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Really?
change the expression either.
I mean, 80 points with 5.5 minutes to go. This has been an offensive clinic. Virginia Tech is so good offensively.
That's now 10 made threes for the Hokies.
Yeah, I don't care what kind of defense you play as long as you can score 80 points. I mean, that means the team's got to score with you. Not many teams in this league are built to score like that. Now, Notre Dame and Louisville can. They'll put 80 on you like that. Asia Durr got 47 by herself against NC State on senior night.
Louisville and Notre Dame finished 14-2 in conference play, co-regular season champs. But because Notre Dame beat Louisville in the regular season, they're the #1 seed for the 5th time in 6 years in the league for the Irish. Notre Dame leads in scoring offense. Just over 88 points per game. Louisville's right behind them, 79 points per game. Virginia Tech averaging 71 points per game. They've got 80 today. Game 2 of day 1 as night falls on Greensboro, North Carolina.
Give it to her. And 1. Same call. That's the same contact. Oh my God.
The same call.
That wouldn't happen if you don't call the first one. It's the same body, D. They hit us every time there's no call. Come on. Get to the rim. Okay? Play basketball. That was a fundamental example of penetrate, get to the rim, you turned your back, and she passed it. That's what we're supposed to look like. Okay? Let's go. Let's play. All right? Defense. basketball. That was a fundamental example of penetrate, get to the rim, you turned your back, and she passed it. That's what we're supposed to look like. Okay, let's go, let's play. All right, defense, we're going back 12-5.
Coaching hard, trying to teach. At this point, you're looking for next year. You know, and you heard Jen Hoover tell Kelly at half she's got a bunch of freshmen and sophomores that she's trying to get rounded into shape.
Despite the struggles this year, Debbie, for Wake Forest, just 1-15 in conference play. Let's go back a couple years. 2015, they win 2 games at the tournament. 2016, they go to the women's NIT and lose in the second round. They do the same thing in 2017. So steps in the right direction have been made by Jen Hoover as the head coach of Wake Forest.
I don't think there's any question, and not having Penna is a huge loss. I mean, that's a big-time offensive player, and so therefore it gets everyone back to their more natural role. You're not asking Conti to be a big-time scorer. You're asking her to be a complementary scorer to Penna. And Ariel Stevenson, same for her. I mean, she's a player like Baptiste. That's the way I would define Ariel Stevenson's game. Strong, athletic, good rebounder, tough off the bounce.
Yeah, she's out for the season with the shoulder injury that's bothered her all year long. For Penna, it was a knee injury. And she was the leading scorer for Wake. Sharp able to get that offensive glass and put it back up and in. 13 points for Sharp. Out of bounds with 3:09 on the game clock in the fourth quarter. This one really never in doubt. Wake had a 1-point lead in the very early going, and then Virginia Tech just seized control of this game. Second straight game the two teams have met. They met on the last day of the regular season on Sunday, and a win for Virginia Tech, 69-57. This one, the difference will be much larger here on the neutral court in Greensboro. Conti comes out. Sharp does have a double-double for Wake, her 6th of the season, 14th of her career. Sharp now with 16 after the three-pointer.
That's her first 3 and the second three-pointer by Wake Forest.
So with 2:30 to go in our fourth quarter, Virginia Tech will advance to take on Clemson. Second round games tomorrow. There are 4 of them. That'll be the 3rd of the day in the evening session. We start the evening session.
Kenny Brooks's team all game has gone inside out, whether it's a penetrating pass, a lob pass inside, off the bounce, then a kick back to the perimeter. They do such a good job of moving off of penetration.
They've got 2 players with double-doubles in this first round tournament game, Baptiste and McGarity, 53rd of her career. That's a school record. Stolen back by Brooks.
If Dara Mabry doesn't make a 3, she's 0 for 6 right now. She's the best three-point shooter in ACC play by percentage. She's going to bring Marina back into the mix in terms of who's the best three-point shooter in the family. Marina's percentage is close to what Dara's is, and I wonder if they have a little side bet, you know, between sisters.
Of course, Marina doesn't play until Friday in the quarterfinals.
Marina's probably sitting with her feet up somewhere, resting, or getting a massage in that massage chair I saw in their new facility. That thing is gorgeous, the new Notre Dame basketball practice facility. They got massage chairs in there, Tommy.
Kendall Brooks with a 3. She's got 6 points. We'll see the top 4 seeds on Friday. That's Miami, Notre Dame, Louisville, and NC State in that order playing on Friday. Opponents to be determined. A hearty star to watch today, all smiles and for good reason. Reagan McGarity, the double-double today, 21st of the year, 22 points, 14 boards.
Well, she makes it look easy, but it's not. And she works without the basketball to do the work early in the post. She really is a clinic in footwork on the inside. And she will give Amanda Butler and Clemson a lot to think about tonight in their preparation for that game. Clemson did win the first meeting between those two teams this year, 73-66.
That game was close, but in the end it was Virginia Tech and their lack of three-point shooting and the defense from Clemson. That was senior day as well for the Clemson Tigers. They honored their seniors and got the win at Little John Coliseum. Final minute of play in our second game of the day on the first day of the women's tournament here in Greensboro. Banks in the offensive glass. She's got 13 points. It'll be the 20th win of the season for Virginia Tech against just 10 defeats. And they've now won 4 of their last 5 games. And 7 of their last 10. Confidence, momentum. Shooting 3, they made 11.
Yeah, postseason rhythm. You get to have Taylor Emery and Reagan McGarity rest in the fourth quarter. You don't need them for 35 minutes. I'd say there's a lot of things that Kenny Brooks will be happy about when he looks at the stat sheet. And those two players right there, Emery on the left, McGarity on the right. Big time. 22 points for McGarity and 26 for Emery.
Sharp will use the glass. McGarity also had 1 block in the game. That's 179 for her career. 3rd in school history. And that does it. 85-63. Kenny Brooks and the Hokies are moving to the second round.
Great offensive display. Terrific balance, inside out. Didn't get overexerted on the defensive end. They should feel in rhythm heading to tomorrow to take on the 7th seed, the Clemson Tigers.
41% from beyond the arc for Virginia Tech to advance with its victory over the Demon Deacs, 85-63. And so that means they're moving on to the second round. Clemson awaits. Here's the Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits tournament bracket. Virginia has advanced. They'll take on Syracuse. Virginia Tech beats Wake Forest. Duke and Pitt to come, and the winner of that one will take on Florida State. But tomorrow, Debbie, Virginia Tech and Clemson, you just said Clemson defeated Virginia Tech in the regular season.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, we've got the bottom part of the bracket tomorrow, Tom. It'll be a lot of fun to watch those two teams battle.
All right, let's go over to Kelly Dale.
Coach, tremendous first half effort. Second half was much of the same. How pleased are you with this group?
You know, our goal was to, really come out in that second half and establish ourselves and not kind of let off the pedal. I thought we did that, gain control of the game even a little bit more, able to rest some of our kids. Got sloppy a little bit, but, survive and advance right now in the ACC tournament. Very proud of our effort, and hopefully we can carry that momentum into tomorrow.
Not that you want to look ahead too much, but you've got Clemson coming up. I know you just lost that game on their home court. How much do you want this one?
Well, it was relatively recent, so we have a good feel for what they are, who they are. We felt like we played it well at times during that game. Reagan got in foul trouble in the second half. I think she only played like 8 or 9 minutes in the second half. And as you can see, she's a big part of what we do. So having her back full and get another crack at it, we're very excited about it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Kelly, thank you. Kenny Brooks has his 400th career victory. McGarity, a big part of it, Debbie.
Oh, Reagan McGarity, the redshirt senior, 6'3". She can invert to the block. She can handle the post-ups inside, catches the lob. We know what a great rebounder she is. 14 boards and 22 points.
21st double-double of the season, and she is with Kelly Dale.
Reagan, a double-double again, and actually both post players with double-doubles. How did you guys get so open inside?
Well, we knew that they switched on everything, so we put an emphasis before the game to look inside, pretty much just find wherever the mismatch is, if it's inside or outside, and I think our guards did a great job of getting us the ball.
I know your parents are in the stands watching you. How important is that to you?
It's amazing. I haven't seen them in a year, and it's just a really fun atmosphere, and it's great that they're able to see, us get the win and see me play.
Looking ahead to Clemson, I know that was a game that you got into foul trouble and Clemson came back. How much are you looking forward to that game tomorrow?
I'm really excited about it. I think as a team we're ready to play them. We're excited. I think we're going to adjust our game plan a little bit. Obviously, I have to stay out of foul trouble, so that's something I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on, but I definitely think we're ready.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Kelly, thank you. What a performance by Virginia Tech to win it, 85-63. We've got much more coming up at the women's tournament. Virginia Tech is advancing.